to that very dark cloud. It is that we probably wouldn't be allowed to honor him if he were feeling better. Because Dick Scaife has been one of the most engaged, generous, and I believe visionary philanthropists in the nation's history. And you'd never know it, because he is basically unsung. And his own insistence. And I know this from personal experience because we tried several years ago when he was feeling rather better, and he wouldn't have any part of being recognized. And it's I think, indication that he's really not feeling very well, that he assented to doing so this time, with the proviso that he'd be brilliantly represented by the president of the Sarah Scaife Foundation, his esteemed 15-year colleague, Michael Gleason. We'll be introducing him momentarily. But let me just tell you a quick story about our personal experience with Dick Scaife and the Sarah Scaife Foundation, and Carthage Foundation. It goes back almost all of those 25 years. And the extraordinary thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is I think that you could go to almost any of the sensible organizations in the public policy arena, not just national security, but really any of them. And you would find a similar story to the one I'm going to tell you, of commitment, often making an investment at the very beginning, when it was really a leap of faith, as it certainly was in our case. I told you that I didn't think we'd go the distance. Dick Scaife was one of those, really the first of those, who said otherwise, and made it possible for it to be otherwise, not simply by virtue of the gifts that he made at the very beginning, but by the continuing support, year in and year out, with the help of initially his president at the time, Michael's predecessor, Dick Larry, and the man who had the portfolio for national security and foreign policy for, you're calculating something like 53 years, and Michael. And for the past 15 years, of course, under Michael's leadership. But always with the incredible sense of duty and, as I say, vision that the principal exhibited. And I really feel very emotional about this, because when somebody bets on you, when somebody says, you know, I see what you're getting at. This is important. This is going to make a unique contribution. And doesn't just do it once, but does it more or less 25 times, and in very generous ways. There's a sense of bond and kinship that is powerful. It is empowering, really. So powerful it is. And it certainly has been for me, and I think I speak for every single one of these organizations that have benefited from Dick Scaife's philanthropy. So, just a word about Michael. Michael has, in the same tradition as Dick Scaife, modestly worked in his vineyards. He's an influential figure in the philanthropy community, but you by and large wouldn't know it if you're outside that community. He's been a few words. I'm hoping we'll get more than a few out of him tonight. But he is the man who is deeply about the task that has been set for him by Dick and by all of us who have benefited from the opportunity to work with him and the rest of his team. I want to also, before calling him up, to say a few words upon receiving the Terry Ellis Award for Dick. So also say a special word of thanks to a man I've just met for the first time, Matthew Millen, who is Dick's cousin, representing the family. Thank you very much. So we have family, we have key member of the leadership team of the foundation here, and I hope we will all be thinking and praying for our friend Dick Scaife on this occasion, and join together to say a proper word of thanks. Michael, will you please come up?